and welcome to one of RVN's newer television shows, What the Why with Barbara Ann. Our show features conversations with diverse leaders from all walks of life about why they do what they do and how they figured it out. Maybe you feel sick and tired of being sick and tired. Maybe you feel stuck and you want to get unstuck. Whether it's in your business or in your life, at some point in their lives, all of our guests have felt the same way, and today's guest is no exception. Please join me in welcome Josephine Jo Colontonio, the CEO of Ignite Business Partners, a consulting, coaching, and training company that is known for disrupting the status quo to grow high-energy organizations with extraordinary people, vibrant cultures, enlightened leadership, and cutting-edge business strategies that are proven to get big results, empower leaders, empower. I know, I'm not a big fan of empower because I think we already have power.
Yeah.
We just have to refine it.
Exactly.
But empower leaders and engage employees and increase profits in the process. Jo's customized solutions-focused and results-driven approach is fueled by cutting-edge business strategies, building executive presence, and emotional intelligence, which is huge. She also works on closing skills gaps and positively influencing mental fitness, something that we both are also passionate about.
Yes.
All of these are essential to business growth, leading with impact, influence, and outperforming the competition. Jo is passionate about sharing her insights with individuals and organizations all over the world. Literally, you have clients all over the world.
And I love when you partner with me to help them.
Yes, but we're here to talk about you, not me. So
Then it's double trouble, double disruption.
in addition to over 2 decades, because she started when she was 2,
Yes.
of business experience, Jo holds dual degrees in economics and business, an MBA in marketing, and postgraduate certifications in change management, team performance, and leadership development. She's an award-winning, emphasis on, she really is an award-winning award-winning executive business coach. Hey, make mistakes
You know
happen,
what,
right?
we always want to slide in our industry that word certified in there because you know how important it is, and I guess we're going to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, we are
today,
absolutely
so
going to talk about it.
I get why you're trying to.
Yeah, because you're not
put it
just
in there.
certified, you are the certifier of certified. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
So she's an award-winning certified coach with the International Coach Federation and founder of the Ignite Excellence in Coaching Academy, which I actually went through one of her earlier pilot certification programs.
Yep.
And that academy is accredited with the International Coach Federation, where she trains other coaches to get certified with the International Coach Federation. Additionally, and this is interesting, she's the Associate Dean of Fairleigh Dickinson University's Rothman Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
That's a mouthful, right?
Yeah, it's no worse than either one of our names, right?
It's a division of the Siberian Business School, so that's why they really try to clarify.
Is that
who's
what it
who.
is?
There's
Oh,
a
okay, yes.
lot of team members over there.
Yes, you got to make sure that the names
Yes.
get matched up.
Yes.
And she also is, while she's there, she focuses on the executive leadership coaching certification program
Yes.
in partnership with that entity. She is an avid volunteer who is passionate about sharing her experience to support others. She's board of director positions for her include, she's president-elect of the International Coach Federation New Jersey chapter. She's also vice president of learning and development for the Great Careers Group. I believe that's of the greater Philadelphia area.
Yeah,
Or is that-
actually, we've just rebranded to the Great Careers Group because we are expanding across the United States. So
Okay.
it's
So from
was
regional to national.
Absolutely.
And like myself, she also works with Braven, which is a fellowship program for young people who come from underrepresented and underinvested communities, where she serves as a leadership coach and facilitator, as well as a capstone project evaluator for college students, both individually and through workshops and team coaching to design their vision, goals, career, their roadmap to success. So, without further ado, since we're running out of time for the show, please join me in welcoming Jo Colontonio.
You have to do, thank you, Barbara Ann. Just like when I introduce you, I always say this is Barbara Ann Gardenhire Mills. Just look at her LinkedIn profile.
Well, actually, I'm not sure if we put your LinkedIn profile in our contact information or not, but with a name like Jo Colontonio, if you search her, it's not going to be very hard to find
me. I'll be igniting somewhere, something.
There she goes. 'Cause you're on fire, what can I say? So, little fire starter, Jo. Older, mature, accomplished, award-winning Jo does all of these amazing things to help people really improve, expand, ignite their businesses.
Yes.
But I don't imagine that little fire starter Jo really imagined that you would be doing all of these amazing things. So our signature question for all our guests is, what did you want to be when you grew up?
So when I grew up, I really believed that I was going to do something in the fine arts. It was a passion of mine when I was younger, and I was also a younger athlete, and I guess I spent a lot of time in extracurricular activities back then, right? Well, that didn't quite work out, because when I got to college, it was time to settle down and major in economics and business administration. So the whole fine arts went out,
business administration came in.
Fine arts, yeah.
Okay,
economics and business came in. And then it was interesting because I still hadn't given up that passion. And then when I went on to do my graduate work, I was able to do my MBA in marketing, and I was able to get into that creative space. And I still feel like I straddle three areas. I straddle the business area, the creative area, and the education area. So I think that's what makes me sort of a hybrid in a way, in that I have the ability to speak the language of business, and I have the business acumen, but I also have the ability to tap into my creative mind and get outside the box and come up with solutions and results in maybe a different way that isn't necessarily the norm, hence the disrupting, right? Always willing to try something new, blaze a new trail, and find a better, smarter way of doing things based on the current economic environment and marketplace.
Yeah.
Or within our world of leadership development, the corporate culture.
Mm-hmm. Now, how long have you owned your own business?
I hate when the how long question comes up, because then
because you changed businesses too.
Yeah,
so when did you?
I know.
When did you
was
branch
just
on your
the
own?
age. They figure out the age thing from that. So let's say
at
like
what
about
young
2 decades.
Okay,
I started when I was 2, right?
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I've been self-employed for about 2 decades.
Okay.
I spent the first part of my career in marketing and business development. I like to say that I shared my expertise with companies to help them look amazing on the outside, branding people, branding businesses. And then I shifted into executive coaching and leadership development, and my plan is to spend the next 2 decades helping people thrive and look good and feel good from the inside, right? Because it's really the individuals that make up the culture, right, that drive the strategy. So you can have the best business strategy out there from the finest minds, but if you don't have the people or the human capital, you're not going to be able to execute that strategy. You will always fall short.
And we're seeing that now. You hear about it in the news, whether it's written or whatever, talking about the Great Resignation, and all of the stories about how people don't leave bad jobs or bad pay; they leave bad bosses.
Yes.
And you've worked with many different companies. Not saying that those companies were bad bosses. In fact, I would argue that the companies that you've worked with recognized that there was a need for change.
Yes. Yes.
that was having a cost to them.
Yes.
So you decide to pursue coaching.
Yes. That was a while back, probably around 2010. I had been working so closely with C-suite individuals and entrepreneurs and business owners that I really began to get to know them very well from having them as a client for a long time, and learned about their struggles and their challenges. And so it was a natural shift to transition from their business strategy to their people strategy, because you could see where the breakdown was. Interestingly enough, I'm sure you've seen this in your work as well, that COVID has really brought executive coaching, leadership development, change management, and team building, stress management, mental fitness into the forefront. We always had the wellness programs in corporate, but companies are rolling up their sleeves, and if they don't have an internal person, they're bringing on organizations like Ignite Business Partners and others, your organization, to really go in and initiate not just change, but sustainable change. And that's the key. We want to make sure that we have stickability in anything that we're doing when we're working with people, because that's how we get transition. Mm-hmm. And with transition, we can get sustainable change.
Yeah. And full disclosure, as Jo mentioned earlier, she's not just one of my sheroes. Mm-hmm. We also partner on a couple of different initiatives, mm-hmm. and I participated in your inaugural coach certification program.
Yes.
Which was a phenomenal experience.
Yes.
And at the time you were offering it in partnership with Rowan College of South Jersey, and now you're offering a program in partnership with the Fairleigh Dickinson University Rothman Institute of Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Dr. Caldwell is going to want to make sure that I mention that, and they have other fabulous programs there. They have an amazing veterans program that the team is doing. Our team is also doing a program for small businesses. Mm-hmm. We also have a small business and family-owned business awards program right now that's out there. So they are looking for nominations. So if you know anyone, contact me or Barbara Ann. She knows how to get in touch with me, and we can nominate them for that award.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, you'll come with me this year.
Okay. And also, Dr. Caldwell that Jo mentioned is Dr. Caldwell, who also does shows on the RVN Television Network, and his contact information is available through the different shows that he does as part of the Black Excellence Network.
He does the Black Excellence Network, but he also does Entrepreneur State of Mind, and I believe he does a family business show also.
Yes.
He does a lot of things. He's an amazing person.
He's definitely a serialpreneur.
And also, within the past few years, also became an executive coach, a certified executive coach through the International Coach Federation, which is really how he and I initiated that initial conversation that the two of us had.
So believe it or not, we're at time for a break.
Okay.
So we're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with more with Jo Colontonio of Ignite Development Partners. Welcome back to What the Why, and our guest today, Josephine, aka Jo Colontonio, CEO of Ignite Development Partners, as well as, really, you're the founder of the Ignite Excellence in Coaching Academy.
Yes.
There's so much competition in the coaching industry and so many myths about the coaching industry.
Correct.
What are some of the myths about coaching that people really just don't understand?
One of our initiatives with the International Coaching Federation, and personally my initiative, is really to raise the level of education within the coaching industry. And we see a lot of organizations, companies out there that will offer a coaching certification program, maybe it's a one-day program, maybe it's a two-day program a week, it could be 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so they are out there in abundance, and they are using social media and online marketing to attract students. Those individuals end up not really getting a true skill set that is effective in the industry. So that is really part of the reason that I developed my program years ago. And I'm happy to be so involved with the ICF because together all of the states are working to raising to more stringent standards, making sure that everyone follows the approved curriculums, there are more check-ins, just to raise the level of consciousness about the industry. It's not something to just whip yourself into and do lightly. We also have a lot of people that may have been great CEOs in organizations, fabulous mentors, and we see a lot of psychologists as well now. We had a few licensed clinical social workers go through the training at Ignite, and we're seeing them just adding the word coach after their name. And it is a very, very different skill set than psychotherapy or social work or marriage and family therapy, et cetera. So we're happy to see a lot of those modalities move in to do the training as well.
And just this morning I had a conversation with someone that I coached that's really actually does need that next level of assistance. And the conversation was, I'm here to help you move from functional to optimal. We're not here right now. You need someone who can help you get to functional.
And that is something, I'm so glad that you brought that up, Barbara, and being certified through an ICF program, is that trained coaches through the ICF understand and are clear on establishing the differences between therapy and coaching, and they know when to refer someone to a therapist or a counselor and when not to. When the waters get muddied is when we have people, again, who don't have that level of knowledge, and they are in dangerous waters. Now, it's dangerous for them from a liability standpoint, because you have to be licensed to get to be a therapist. And it's also dangerous for the client in that they're not getting the help that they need. So I love that you said half of it, so I'll say the other half of it, that in our program we say that therapy takes someone from dysfunctional to functional, and coaching takes someone from functional to optimal or ordinary to extraordinary.
And both of us actually work. Like, I have a therapist that I can refer to, you have therapists that you refer to, and sometimes you've even coached people simultaneously.
That can be done. That actually can be done. Everyone has to stay in their lane. Right? We work on career development, professional development, and whatever their medical issues are, they work with their medical professional, and of course also with the approval of their physician. So we do want to make sure that we have that.
And I guess the other myth is the flip side of that, is the people who maybe were mentors or leaders that think they're coaching, but they are telling people, they're giving them the answers. And one of the things I say all the time, just like telling ain't training, telling ain't coaching. Coaching is active listening. And there are so many people, admittedly, for a while, until I did your program, I had even moved away from using the term coach. I called myself a solutions navigator, because in previous roles I had worked with so many and met so many small business coaches that were not actually coaching. And I too started to be affected by this myth of somehow coaching involved telling people what to do, when it really doesn't. That's consulting. And it's not even really mentoring to a good extent.
No, and if you want to be a consultant, you can be a consultant. If you want to be a mentor, you can be a mentor. When I referenced like CEOs and C-suites that had maybe retired or transitioned out of their last position, and then they're going to be self-employed. A lot of times they will go into the coaching industry. And I've had a lot of them come through our program.
Yeah.
As you know, last semester in the spring, we saw a lot of them, which was wonderful. But it just gives them that added skill set to really enable their clients to connect their inner passion and purpose, right, with that external wants, desires, and then create those goals and then a strategy to get there. When you use a coaching methodology, when you use a transformational coaching methodology versus a transactional coaching methodology, you can get sustainable results. You really can. So those people have incredible expertise and wisdom to share. And when they add coaching to that mentoring skill set, they really can be so successful with their clients. They can be successful without it, but just let's say what we're doing. If you're hiring and people do want to hire mentors.
Sure.
There are people that want to hire trainers, mentors, coaches, consultants. It just depends. And a lot of us have multiple bodies of work, so we just need to make sure that we stay in the lane that we're in the role that we're in.
So what's one thing you wish you had known before you started on this path that you've learned along the way?
That's a really good question.
I'm dancing with you in the moment.
I know. I'm trying to think of what do I wish I had known. As much due diligence as I did, and as much research as I did when I first started in the industry, I was new to that whole online marketing methodology. And I did get caught up in, as they say, bright, shiny object syndrome. And I did end up hiring and working with individuals who I thought had a skill set. And they really didn't. They were what I call the rinse and repeaters. So they had maybe taken a program with someone, and then they were basically just reproducing that same program, but really didn't have an area of expertise. So although I was happy that I did go to an ICF accredited school and I had great education, and along the way, as you do, we add to, coaches are lifelong learners. So we learn about emotional intelligence to get certified. We learn about positive psychology. We learn about different modalities, right? Positive intelligence is something recently, predictive index. We add all these tools to our tool set. But along the way, there are these great marketers out there that kind of get you in. And back around 2015, I jumped into something, and I don't want to say that it was a mistake because I met some great people, but the value wasn't there. What they promised, they didn't deliver back then. And every now and then, a program sneaks through again that does that. So you really want to do your research, because even those of us who are in the industry, we have to go above and beyond. So if you're considering doing any type of training,
Which was going to be my next question and final question, because we're almost at time, believe it or not.
reach out to, because I have people do this. I have people through like LinkedIn or Facebook that will reach out to me. This is even before I had a program. And ask me, I saw that you're certified in such and such. Which program did you go to? Okay. I certified that that you took this class or that you have this badge. Call a few people and get their insights. Coaches are always willing to share. Real coaches are always willing to share information with you and support you along the way. Exactly. Do your due diligence, but also reach out to colleagues, friends, call into Barbara Ann with the Y.
And reach out to Jo.
Feel free to reach out to me.
And her contact information is going to be posted momentarily.
Oh, yay, we have that up there.
Yes, we do.
I love it.
And especially if you're thinking about pursuing coaching, certification, I would strongly encourage you, at the risk of steering you to her program, the testimonials have spoken for themselves. People who have been working in industries for 10, 20, 30 years have all said that they've never gone through an experience like the one that you've led them through. So thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be here.
We do our next cohort begins in September with Fairleigh Dickinson. So
definitely
check
want
us
to follow
out and come visit.
All right. Our guest next week is Ariel Rankin. She is a National Honor Society recipient, award-winning poet, social media restaurant review influencer. She's only getting ready to graduate from high school soon from Bayonne High School. She's also the administrative and engagement intern for Purpose-Filled Solutions and Evolutions and plans to pursue psychology in college. Ariel has conquered some seemingly impossible, when I say impossible odds, I cannot underestimate that enough, to choose a different path for herself and succeed where so many others in her circumstances may not have. And her journey is only just beginning, so you really want to hear what she has to say, especially if you have younger people. You might want to have them watch as well. The guests the following week are Maritza Ramundi and potentially her partner, Paula Figueroa Vega. They're the co-founders of the MAPA Collaborative. Paula's experience remains pending, Maritza's confirmed. Their company offers expert advice from improving company performance by helping them create strategies to optimizing operations and creating a roadmap for professional goals. Suffice to say, you really don't want to miss out on hearing what they have to say as well. As a reminder, What the Why airs on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time and Mondays at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So whether you're looking to make a change in your life, career, or business, no matter how big or small, please join us again for more inspirational and informational conversations with people such as Jo, who wanted to make changes, help others make changes, and overcame their fears and obstacles to find their purpose and live it.